Happy morning once again to everybody. A great afternoon and a wonderful evening. Bhagavad Gita has got everything. So we're talking about health and energy, performance. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam is a statement from again Bhagavad Gita. Yogaha chittavritti nirodha was there, which we learned in the last week, which means we are keeping a mind empty. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. When we become a yogi, means yoga of meditation, when we empty our mind, chittavritti nirodha, then karmasu kaushalam. So we are able to perform our duties with a lot of efficiency, in the best possible way. That's why Bhagavad Gita also says in some one place, yogastha kuru karmani. That means only a yogi should do all the actions. Means it's saying you have to become a yogi, you have to become that master of mind. And then you do the karma, or the action. Basically, karma means actions. So yoga karmasu kaushalam. So these are the statements. So our actions become very efficient, the best. Kaushalam is in the best possible way. Not only efficiency, but in the best possible way. So if it is rightful, we will do the rightful action. And of course, efficiency action of everybody involved. So meditation, adding to health and energy, when our brain, the memory, intelligence improves, then we are back in action significantly in doing in the best possible way whatever we take up. And meditation is improving many, many brain regions. It's synchronizing the left brain, right brain, that concept of left brain, right brain. It is synchronizing the left brain. We have two halves of the brain. It's synchronizing them. It's like living life with one eye. Only one eye is closed. Then how will be vision? How you feel the effectiveness of it versus two eyes are available? How do you feel? Only one hand is available versus two hands are equally available. How do you feel? It is expanding our long-term memory area. Expanding the long-term memory area. It is increasing gray matter thickness of this frontal area, which is the cognitive decision-making capability, or conscious mind. That is also called the neuroplasticity, where earlier science thought that from the birth, we would come with the full set of neural networks in the brain. Those 100 billion neurons, they'll come with it, and then slowly over the lifetime, they'll only diminish. Later, science changed it and said, okay, it grows till the time we get to these 20s, along with the physical body, and after that, it's only going down. That is the current understanding of science. It'll grow till the physical body grows, which is till 20, and afterwards, it'll only go down. Which one? The brain neural networks. But now with meditation, they're discovering that it continuously expands. The long-term meditators continuously, the brain neural networks continue to expand. So when our brain region is in general is evolving, of course, there are these areas where they light up a lot more on the sides. They light up a lot more, which is the area that makes us connect with it. It makes us make it more spatial. It makes us connect with this emptiness all around. So which is making us connect. When you are going and connectedness in this meditation, then it also reduces our feeling of loneliness. And when you don't feel the loneliness, then you also, just the way, when we are with people, how do we get excited to do more? But even if you're not with people with meditation, then you reduce the loneliness, then you feel like, you can actually get involved. The loneliness won't be there. So there is that area that gets developed. Overall, it's a holistic way of developing our performance. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Our actions will become the perfect actions. Because meditation is helping us improve our memory, intelligence power, IQ, significantly. We are transforming ourselves to be that genius minded. If we call Einstein genius mind, then we are geniuses. Tap on your shoulder and say, I'm a genius. Today in our meditation, we're going to become a genius. Tap on your shoulder and say, I'm a genius. Truly, I'm a genius. That all will happen. At the end of the day, if it is about feeling good that I'm able to take up something which in the past I hesitated, now after taking up, I'm able to go through it, not worrying about anxious about what will happen if I start this project. I didn't know about this business idea. I can't really manage businesses independently. If that is the kind of feeling you had, but now you will go through it without worries and anxieties. And then in the process, while you're doing it, we gain so much clarity so that you're able to make right decisions and then execute the right way. So all of this is going to happen. So if that is what it is about performing our actions perfectly, so whatever we take it, because IQ is going to be higher and higher. Our breath mindfulness meditation that we are practicing is the one which is helping us develop our intelligence quotient. We learn this poster session, part of our health energy performance week this week. Let's go into meditation once again, dear friends. Relax yourself, sit comfortably. Those of you joining new for this process, we need to empty our mind of these thousands of thoughts that we have. And meditation is about emptying our mind and then connecting to that greater emptiness, which is full of energy, according to quantum physics, everywhere. So when we empty our mind of all thought, then we are automatically connected to this emptiness and then we experience energy. And we want to be experience that energy and then be in that emptiness state for as long as we want. That's the crux of the meditation process of why we're doing it. Or day 1 to day 3, explain this in detail. The recordings available on the Buddha CEO YouTube channel called Buddha CEO. But in short, empty the mind, and the technique is simple. We still the body, and then we can still the mind or empty the mind. Stilling the body is by doing 3 things. Remove your specs, close your eyes, number 1. Close your eyes, just normal. Fingers into fingers. Rest your hands comfortably in your lap. 2. Cross your feet at ankle. Cross your feet at ankle. That's it. So we're crossing our feet, fingers into fingers, eyes closed, specs removed. Wherever you are, the way you're sitting, the sitting posture, be comfortable as you can. No strain, spine straight and erect and all that is not required. And when we are still the body in this position, then we work to empty the mind or still the mind. So for that, we do the most easiest thing that Gautam Buddha discovered and Patriji, my master, is popularizing, is Anapanasathi meditation technique. What do you do? Take any point in the nose, anywhere, and then observe at that point with your eyes closed. Observe the breath is going in and coming out. That's it. Cold air goes in, warm air comes out. Some people observe that. You become sensitive, so you will know that cold is going in, warm is coming out. Observe breath is going in, coming out. And as you're observing, breath becomes shorter and lighter, and then the mind also becomes empty. In between, while observing, you might get distracted to go to the thought. You'll go to the thought because we get distracted. And then when you recognize your thinking, bring your attention back to the breath. When you recognize your thinking, bring your attention back to the breath again, observe the breath. This is called breath mindfulness meditation or Anapanasathi. Most of the time we're going to spend in doing this process. And before that, we're doing something called heart elevation. In heart elevation, the crux of the process is that we are filling our heart with an elevated emotion called love, gratitude, compassion, adventure, kindness. You pick either love, gratitude, compassion, or anything that involves any of these emotions. So how do you bring up an emotion? Reliving an event from your life where you felt really loving, you felt very appreciative, you felt so much gratitude to somebody, thanking somebody, right? Anything that makes you one with the nature, one with the animals, one with the people, anything that makes you one, drop the difference and makes you one, it takes you closer to them, right? Like receiving a loved one at the airport, and then you after 1 year receiving them, how much excitement and love you have when the person comes and you hug them. So you recollect any of those moments and then fill up your heart with their emotions. Those of you practicing manifestations, you can bring up an emotion by reliving or living an experience that you're wishing to have in your future. Live that right now as it was happening, your manifestation, visualization, do it now, and then feel it. Right, friends? So relax yourself. So for the heart elevation, follow my guidance actively. You'll be keeping your hand here for the newcomers. Rest of the posture is same, legs crossed and eyes closed. I'm enjoying the hospitality of Rajkumar here. Beautiful, beautiful house, Rajkumar and Saranyaji. So Rajkumar has been practicing for some time, so we're listening to his experience before we understand how meditation is improving our memory powers.
I just want to convey my sincere thanks to Mr. Balasundaram, Dr. Ramani, and SVB sir, having introduced to me Chandra sir and Pyramid Valley to me. And I'm very grateful that Chandra sir, Patriji, all are spreading God's message. And I never knew meditation can change in such a big way in my life. So I was always running. And after doing meditation, this is the third session I'm doing. I've become a lot more composed, a lot more focused. So really able to enjoy this meditation. So I can convey or assure everyone that definitely it has to be experienced by oneself. A lot more experience. I do not know how to share it. So once again, my sincere thanks and for Patriji, Chandra sir, for this wonderful work they are doing. I wish them all the very best for reaching greater heights and to greet more and more people. Thank you.
What do you do, Rajkumarji? Introduce.
Uh, I'm basically in cotton, textiles, and renewable energy business. Um, doing this from Coimbatore, and we have a couple of branches around the country. So started the business from 1997.
So how is it helping you, meditation helping you in your business?
Uh,
Or
because I'm
personal?
more
Yeah.
composed, because I used to get stressed up, but now I'm able to understand, things will fall in place, and I'm not becoming stressful. In fact, I used to get blackouts before. So these days, I'm able to understand it's the process. And
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Raj.
thank you.
For every business leader, every organization leader, and everybody, forget business leaders, everybody, even this doing any small work or to running a home is a big thing. Running a home is a big thing. You got to deal with a diverse set of people, but you got to spend the time intimately with each other. Everybody takes other for granted in a home. And so it's a challenging thing for always. And so that gaining that composure and calmness and balance to be able to recover from it, situations will continue to come. Unless everybody at home becomes a meditator, we'll have all situations. Even for us, we not become, just because meditate, we don't get onto the pedestal and say, I'm like the best and then excellent person and I'll never lose my cool. But we're able to recover from it pretty quickly. That's why we call a program resilience and performance. Resilience is any adverse situation, any tough situations, you recover from it and then quickly come back to normalcy and then continue to perform your best. It's so important, particularly for our leaders, when there are all kinds of ups and downs happen every day. So why would our performance be higher? That's one of the reasons. IQ and EQ both are increasing. For a meditator, IQ is getting us hired. EQ is getting us promoted. At a gross level, this is how you think. Times Magazine. IQ gets us hired. EQ gets us promoted. IQ gets us start something and then plan it. EQ gets us actually execute and become successful. Intelligent quotient, emotional quotient. Intelligence, so you can foresee many situations and put all of that on paper, and you have enough of understanding and courage to go and forward. Start it. EQ, ability to connect with everybody so that you can make it successful. We'll cover EQ another day. But IQ is a topic for today. How meditation is enhancing our various brain powers. Broadly speaking, the neocortex, the brain that is outside everything around, it's all called the neocortex, which is a conscious mind. Normally, we're using only 5% of it. 95% is the subconscious mind, which is inside. And this conscious mind we use so less, but the meditation is helping to expand it, increase. One, it is pretty large area, but we use so less because we just don't have enough focus and attention of it. Yes, and then we also have a subconscious mind with so much of negative and so many redundant thoughts programmed that they keeps projecting more and more before you even understand it. Anything that is very stronger, like a strong belief, it keeps projecting. Before a weak thought which is there in the conscious mind can come up, the stronger thought which is inside projects. For example, when we learn that compassion makes us happy, helping makes us happy, it is my decision to be compassionate and my decision to be composed when somebody shouts at me or somebody does mean things to me. We learn it. First time we learn it's a weaker thought. It is just there. It's just a weaker connection. When you only learn it again, practice a little bit, it becomes stronger and goes inside. Next week we'll learn that how brain itself is learning to be useful. But more times you repeat something, then it becomes more strong and sticky. So what is there in subconscious mind, which is what is more times got repeated in life, is what projects constantly. So our conscious brain we utilize less because conscious brain, conscious mind, everything is just what you learn, just like what you learn. When you repeat it, it goes into something called this long-term memory, which is hippocampus. It's called hippocampus area. And the long-term memory is, if our meditators, they found that is expanding. That region is expanding. Second thing, this frontal cortex, the neocortex, which is this outside brain, which is the conscious brain, they found that also is expanding. It's called gray matter, neural thickness, the folds. There is a lot of folds here inside this whole area. Within this whole area, all of that is this whole thing is the frontal, it's called neocortex. Within that, this front part is called the CEO of the brain. CEO of the brain. Because this is where the real decision making is happening. Analytical, cognitive, real cognitive power is right in front of it. Here. Now, what they found is that this whole neocortex in general, and in this area particularly, is increasing a thickness, increasing the gray matter. So more and more neural connections are being formed for meditators. This is why whatever that science thought that okay, until 20 as the physical body is growing, my brain also grows, and then afterwards it will only be growing down, but no more growth. Not true. The neural networks are getting created more and more for meditators regularly as they meditate. Because of these two primary things, the long-term memory increase, and then the neural networks are thickening and increasing. And the third thing is that we are reducing the number of thought in meditation. 750 to 70%, 70,000 thoughts a day in meditation, we're slowly reducing that thought, right? As we're reducing, then what's happening? All that energy that is getting released out of this thought because they're no longer unnecessary thought you're doing. And so all that energy is now readily available to apply to that 5%, which is very important for us in our life. So our, then we understand that our thoughts create reality. And so the more and more energy you have for these thoughts, then the more and more thought power we have. So meditation is enhancing, I'm going to put up the slide, our brain's various emotional intelligent quotient significantly. And various regions of the brain, meditation is enhancing. This is a statement. I have so much to accomplish today that I must meditate for 2 hours instead of one by Mahatma Gandhi. When you have more work, Mahatma Gandhi is saying you meditate more. Contrary. Because when you meditate more regularly, then we are also increasing our intelligence quotient so much that we actually get more, accomplish more, accomplish more. So meditation is developing 7 memory parts, many. So we start with storing power, we go clockwise. Right? Start with storing power, go clockwise. So storing power and access power. One second. Storing power and access power is what we normally call memory power. So storing very efficiently, like a shelf, you want to store perfectly so that you can fit in maximum, right? You can compartmentalize and store it. Access is retrieve it. So a store manager is storing in a way that he knows what when to receive, remove what. When somebody asks, okay, can you give me these parts and bolts and nuts? They know exactly where to go quickly. So you got to store it in a way you know that okay, all this type parts are here, this type parts are there. So storing and accessing are interrelated. Storing perfectly so that I can access faster, quickly, rightfully while it is there. And one is that. Second is storing all related things. For example, if I am learning about cotton industry, then I learn technically everything about cotton industry. Then I learn about other players, business players, now not technical, but then I learn about who are the different companies that are there. That's another related information. Then I'll understand what is the government policies about cotton industry, another related information. Technology, some policies, then companies that exist, then similar. They all are related industries, related information. As we learn, brain is so super intelligent, is also organizing them related together, right? The storing power and access power. So when you store very well rightly, then when you are thinking one thought, then it is able to, then the more you think about it, suddenly it is also pulling information related to other areas, surrounding areas, and pulls them down, pulls it up pretty quickly. And if you made a record somewhere that the cotton industry can be enhanced significantly with some, let's say, some special technology that IT brought in recently, then that will automatically come up as an associated area memory. They're all called memories that are associated to each other. So storing power and access power for meditators is increasing significantly. So memory power. So that's why senior citizens, anybody who is losing memory, the dementia, Parkinson's, they benefit a lot. It extends, it extends their memory capabilities so they feel, you feel empowered more. Must be taught meditation for any of them who are actually having this stuff. It arrests that loss of memory. Concentration. We, those of you who come back to this class, you obviously have heard this. Our brain is only limited, so there's only limited things we learn, but it is all unlimited in each faculty. It's a good recollection. Concentration power is where, it's obvious. When you're listening to me, is your mind wandering or is mind completely with me? 6 to 8 times we lose our concentration in a day, in every minute. So how can we even understand? How can I capture everything that we are listening in? When we can't do, how can we expect our children to do it? How can we say, hey, focus and concentrate without even giving them a tool? If we are deviating, distracted, getting distracted 6 to 8 times a minute, and then they will, in their case, it'll be lesser. But of course, the environment makes it happen like that. We sit down at home and then watch TV and say, hey, go and then study. How is it possible? It's not possible. So the concentration power is meditation is helping us stay focused. It increases concentration power. This one, reading, ability to read faster. It's not some supernatural power. It is your ability, you can scan the whole thing pretty quickly. It's called midbrain activation. In meditators, some of these things are getting activated. So we're able to read quickly, like whole paragraph, you can just get the gist of it pretty quickly. Rather than trying to every word understand it, you can read like whole 2 3 sentences and simultaneously you can actually have the defocus to pick it up and then read it. It's called the superpower. Go and search for midbrain activation and how that can, in fact, go to extreme amounts of intelligence of children when 4 days of midbrain activation. So then they're able to read blindfolded, they're able to read by touching and sensing. There are various techniques of how memory powers can be improved. One of them is a great way is meditation. Learning is synthesizing information. As we're learning multiple things, we are connecting them together. Neuroscience is there, epigenetics is there, quantum physics is there, biology is the neurobiology is there. Can I learn putting all of that together? When you want to explain that concept of stress and how meditation is helping us remove the stress and heal ourselves, then you're putting the three, four faculties together and explaining. So that's learning, understanding from different dimensions and putting it all together that in a way that makes sense, right? So our ability to learn increases, synthesize information increases. So we feel like learning more. Many people said, yes, now I feel like, yes, I'm ready to learn. It's not because you're listening to me or listening to somebody. It's because inside your brain is slowly, slowly opening up and then actually creating more neural gateways, pathways. So it's becoming from rigidity to plasticity, neural rigidity and saying fixed mind. No, it is enough for me. I've already had enough of it in my life. I don't need to learn anything more. I can't learn this mathematics. Okay, it's very, very tough for me to understand. Okay, well, physics itself scares me. We move away from a fixed mindset to a more flexible growth mindset. We are ready to, we are open. When I say in meditation, we become open to many possibilities. This is that. We're open to learning something new. We're open to receive and say, okay, somebody is saying something, let's see what happens. We're open to even first listen. We're open to even open a book and see what is there. We become more open, and neural networks are opening up, and of course, then so it is helping us learn new. Creativity and thought power are two things. So the creativity is where there's something called whole brain synchronization. Two brains are coming together, left brain and right brain. They come together. So when these become whole brain synchronized, the whole brain synchronized, they observe that our creativity significantly multiplies. I'm not talking about a right brain, which is more creative, more mm, holistic. I'm not talking about that aspect of it. There's still research going on. Left hand activates right brain, right hand activates left brain, which is true. Anything done by the left side activates right brain. Anything done by the right side activates left brain. So they activate, they stimulate both the brains. But meditation naturally is doing it. It's a good idea to become ambidextrous and use both hands as much. At least brushing you can do one day with the right and one day with the left. Try it out. It stimulates some of these longer term. Use balls and juggle. These are some of the exercises that tell to stimulate both brains so children can benefit quite a bit. But the idea is to stimulate both the brains. With meditation, both brains are stimulated. They connected. They connected. Meditation connects them using this corpus callosum is this network of connections between both halves. Two hemispheres they call. Both of them get connected. When both of them connected, it's like two hands you have. To lift something up, one hand, two hands. How powerful we feel. It's not 1 + 1 = 2, isn't it? When two hands come together, it is more than two. Because suddenly you feel like a quantum extra that you have, right? Because you can do a lot many activities now with two hands than with one. So it's more than two. It's not 1 + 1 = 2, right? When two hands come together. Same way two eyes come together. It's like the two brains come together and suddenly you have so much more capacity. So the creativity is tied to, now the new research says that it's not the right brain alone, but then people, all those geniuses who are able to create a lot of things, both the brains are working for them greatly. And meditation is naturally helping both the brains come together. What's creativity? Doing things differently, doing things, new things. We're doing new things, or whatever we're doing differently. Just taking a different route to the home while driving from office, right? Using a color pen today and then tomorrow a color pencil when you're sketching and then drawing, various things, doing things, slightly things differently, right? We avoid repetition. Cook differently. One day with one ingredient, another ingredient. I'm sure we all have become great cooks during lockdown. And I realized the amount of creative cooking my children have. brilliant. I mean, they made so many newer dishes, tasty dishes. It was like, and I'm sure everybody has actually have an experience. But when we do new things, then we become an experience for us, because we're always seeking a new experience. So meditation is helping us to become creative, so create new experiences. So we feel like we've done something more accomplished. Thought power, I mentioned, since our brain, we are reducing the number of thought, and so naturally all that energy is left over, that full energy is there, 95% of thoughts reduced, unwanted thoughts. So all that energy otherwise is dissipating is now applied to the remaining parts, and so our thought power of thought increases. What's power of thought? We understand this through quantum physics a little more, but our thoughts and feelings create our reality. So where your attention goes, there the energy flows. So if a thought is about, I want to now win 100 customers this month, and so you have more applying more thought to it, where you have to remove all the distractions, which is natural. There is lots of weeds in your garden. You got to take all the weeds off, right? Then the plant really grows. Common sense, we know that weeds have to be taken out. So all the weeds have been taken out meditation, so the plant is growing stronger and stronger. So that's the power, because it's got a lot more energy, right? It takes everything that's available to it in the soil. So we're cultivating this our mind so much through meditation, and removing the weeds one by one completely. It takes some time, right, to remove all the weeds. You can't take it just like that if it is a large enough area. How big the area is, the area is infinite, such a big one. So it takes some time to cultivate. But once it's cultivated, then the power of thought is high. That's why many meditators say things are happening for me in my life. Because the energy is there, it automatically takes that energy, applies to the thought, and then that bullet goes much faster, more energetic. And so naturally reaching the target in that quantum wave of possibilities, it manifests that thought, that which is whichever it was, it matches. So dear friends, so meditation, because of this, our hippocampus area, which is the long-term memory area, increasing, our storing and access powers are increasing. Because the frontal cortex is expanding quite a bit, cognitive memory. So that's where the reading, learning, and concentration, they're all in this cognitive area. So that's cerebral cortex is increasing its thickness, and so these powers increase. And creativity, whole brain synchronization, and thought power is, as we're reducing the number of thought, energy is increasing. So we are becoming quite intelligent, and we are ready to take up things that we say we don't want to take up. Things that we say we don't want to take up, we're ready to take up. This is why when I use the word increase passion for life, increase love for life. So does it appear to you, Raj, that you feel like you're doing things that you were in the past you would not done? Now with meditation, are you exploring newer things?
Yeah, exploring new things and manifesting, and able to at many times, able to decide which is right, which is wrong. uh, I was just taken up reading. I was not at all reading, so these days I've just started reading books.
Yes. So we increase passion for life because now see, we gain health, we gain energy, and we gain intelligence. Three things. And so the passion for life increases. Things that we said, not by me, no longer for me, cannot be done by me, we remove the word. By the way, meditators remove the word from the dictionary: no, not, cannot, should not. We remove these words from the dictionary. We're only constantly always, because when we are unlimited, we're truly becoming from limited to unlimitedness. The genius mind is not only limited to Einstein, we can also, and many leaders have been successful that way, right? They constantly, it all starts from where you left off from your past. So the manifestations will be more, but more importantly, this is about doing things back again with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. Dear friends, it's always a lovely subject to talk about. So this week, health, energy, and performance, setting us to be in the baseline in life to be successful. Baseline, right? We're empowering ourselves with this skill. Individually, I'm healthy, I'm energetic, and I've got memory power. So baseline, I am ready to be successful. Then as we go into the next week, we understand this concept, this whole concept that I really love is about the thoughts create reality. How is it happening? And what do we do something more so that I can elevate our thoughts to create a greater reality called manifestation, that we're using the word manifestation and creating a great future for ourselves. We take it to the next level in meditation, using the meditation, the concept of visualization, that we are creating a grander life. Then of course associated to that will be ability to work with everybody in the world, more and more people in the world, so that whatever we create we can multiply to make it much bigger. You know, SVB sir is running a group of companies. I mean, he knows that just by himself couldn't be running. As a leader, then you got to build a greater team, and then emotionally connect with them, and then increase emotional intelligence, your ability to deal with lots of people high, and as a result, you're able to create and much larger things. So we create larger things when we are work with many people, right? So the emotional intelligence that we learn in a week. So we go on learning more and more, so that holistically we're developing. With that, I request SVB sir. Actually, sorry, just hold on. I'll take your comments too. Um, uh, Ghaisa, being a successful leader in his own way as a publishing house that you've been running. So, Ghaisa, your comments, and then take from SVB and then close the session today.
Chandraji, you have explained the whole uh, intelligence, how we can uh, take from the brain, what are the different ways we can uh, improve ourselves in storing, accessing, learning, and all that you have explained is beautifully done. And if one learns from it, it is an excellent thing. One can increase his total awareness, total meditation power. It will help us a lot. You have done it very beautifully today. Thank you very much. I'm really grateful to you, and I'm enjoying all my sessions in the morning. It has made me, earlier, this time was being wasted, just sleeping. But now I feel that I am utilizing this time efficiently with a greater enthusiasm. Thank you. I'm really grateful to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Ghaisa, you've been phenomenal support. You just your presence he helps to inspire many people to come and join sessions in the session outside. So thank you so much for joining. You're one of the most humblest leaders that I've come across in the way you carry yourself while you've been so successful in whatever you're doing, the publishing and all that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
SVB sir.
Good morning to everybody. Yeah, Mr. Swami Patriji and Mr. Sandaraji's vision is to propagate meditation all through the India to start with, maybe to the world globally also. Vision is okay. To carry out the vision, there should be missions. For that missions, we have to have masters. Today, you have find in Coimbatore one master, young master in Rajkumar, who has been, very enthusiastic in, learning meditation and adopting meditation for the improvement of his business. In fact, you are taking one of the very good MBA course today to all the business people to succeed. If they want to succeed, it is not the age or anything else that is going to be count. Your intelligence will improve once you go through the meditation. And my request to Rajkumar is, you being the youngster, I want you to take it up in Coimbatore in a big way. We are all there with you to support you. But youngsters, it had to grow in a big way because we did lack masters. I think Buddha's meditation or his influence has gone to Eastern countries, Eastern Asian countries, and not prevalent in India. I think now he has come back, as rightly said by Patriji. He has come back to the palace, and through our great Patriji as well as Mr. Chandra. So it is up to us the benefits of meditation, I think, is phenomenal. Particularly, we'll have to carry through. Mr. Balasundaram and Ramesh Bafna are trying to, propagate it among the student community. I would want you to take it up among your, age group, maybe through various clubs, through your friends. I think we have to do it. We are going to do a great service to the people, because of which it is not we are benefited. We already have gone to meditation. We all got benefited. But the people around, once they get benefited, then there will not be any jealousy, there will not be any anger. People will live happy. Ultimately, what our jnanis and sages have said is people should live happily. That's all, nothing else. So to live happily, the only way is to adopt to meditation, which we should try to do in a big way. Like what Gandhi said for Freedom for India, we should try to do the meditation for the whole India, so that India, yes, rightly, now we are very happy that our Prime Minister has been, yesterday also there was a meet, evening global meet among all the prime ministers of all countries joined together to have a green revolution. For that, what actions we'll have to take to reduce the carbon print, all those things. Likewise, when we have to do that job, economically and mentally also, we have to do that. That can be done only by meditation, and I would want you to take it up, and we are all very grateful.
Yeah.
You said the 40s club or whatever, right?
Yeah,
The 30s
yeah,
club.
yeah.
So that club.
Yeah.
Because that's where I think there's a lot of midlife crisis is starting for many people at that time.
Yeah,
So we got to turn it around. Maybe that's the whole theme behind taking meditation and then going beyond to the next stage, rather than saying, now I'm settling, so I'm okay, kind of stuff.
Definitely, I'll assure this place that I'll definitely take it forward, and we'll call Chandrasi. I mean, at least monthly once. We'll make sure he's in Coimbatore.
I'm here every 2 weeks once.
Okay, great.
Karthikeyan sir, thank you for joining. Sir, it is always great to have you. I know you mentioned mornings you would like to not be disturbed, but you are there, then I have to disturb you, sir. So without you closing words, it's not closing.
Well, everything that can be said has been said by Mr. Guy, Dr. SVB, and also Rajkumar also. I planted only one seed, Chandra.
Yes,
Many
sir.
seeds. One seed in Coimbatore, it has become a forest. One seed in the form of Dr. S.V. Balasubramaniam. Now he has made it into a forest in 60 days' time. Dr. Ramani and Balasundaram and all the others. I'm happy that the time has come. It was long overdue. Of course, there are a lot of spirituality is there already in Coimbatore. We had great Mahans like Vedatri Maharishi and all that. But here, this type of simplest form of meditation where anyone can do it, and if they are sincere, they can transform themselves. You see, by many sharing by many people, I'm very happy it is growing. It is Patriji's dream of converting the whole world into a meditation thing is happening. And you are doing a great job, Chandra. So you are conquered Coimbatore also today.
Yes.
Good.
Okay. I'm so happy I'm meeting them, sir. There's no
Yeah. No, I told you.
Coimbatore is conquered by themselves.
I told you if you go to Coimbatore, there is no way you will not be all because of the traditional hospitality, kindness, courtesy, and all that. Plus, they realize values. If they realize that something is valuable, they stick to it. They don't leave it. And they've got a very strong pillars are there in Coimbatore. It is very, very fast. Of course, already you have handled about 6,000 students, I think, Mr. Ramesh and Balasundaram and SVB. There are students, about 6,000 people, isn't it so? 6,000
Yes, sir.
students.
6,000 registered, but 1,200 actually learn meditation.
No, but 1,200 is a big number.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But see, Buddha started with 6 people.
Yes, sir. No.
Satyananda Goenka had to struggle home to home. Patriji also, one man, started lonely. He had to, even his own brother was not interested. He had to go and knock the doors of people and converted, all the villages of Andhra Pradesh to start with and all that. So for that, I can tell you, addressing 1,200 youngsters is a great achievement, it's a great opening. Out of which even, few hundred people take it up. Imagine the way it'll spread like, I would not want to use a wildfire because it's a positive thing. It can transform the society in 10 years' time, no doubt about it. And even your morning sessions, registration was 1,000. Of course, about 400-500 people have been regularly attending. I'm able to see it. Though I don't come on the video often, but I've been seeing every day what's happening, particularly count the numbers. But the type of people who come, amazing. Achievers, they're all achievers. They are not newcomers. Achievers in different walks of life, they are great leaders by themselves. Many of them have done all these courses abroad,
So,
MBA and all that. But here, you have shown how you can transform your life by the simplest method, as long as you're sincere about it. In fact, I would like to mention, I saw The Secret again last evening. The Secret,
Movie.
I see.
The
You feel that,
Secret,
sir?
I
Amazing,
would,
sir. Yes, sir.
I would advise everyone to have. I have seen it long back, but yesterday I saw. It's powerful. It's all the same, ultimately, but you are making it in the simplest form. All those profound thoughts of great masters and all that.
Yes, sir.
So the secret is ultimately learn Anapanasathi meditation, improve your health, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, more importantly, because most of the families are struggling because of the emotional, inadequacy within the families, within the business organizations, all because the emotional maturity is not there. So this shows many ways, of attaining everything. That's why I say there's no way after 40 days anyone can say his or her quality of life has not improved in many ways. Every way it will improve. But if you are lucky, if you are fortunate enough to come onto this path, and if you are wise enough to continue this, coming for 2 days, 3 days and going away, I learned meditation, no, that will not work. As our friend Lawrence used to say, learn, then practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more you are benefited. If you come for a few days and discuss here what nothing happened, it's not a miracle. You only show the technique of attaining all benefits. And ultimately, each one of us have to do it. Great job. I'm happy. My Coimbatore is greeting you very well. You are happy. Everyone who comes to Coimbatore gets 101. They can never forget. You won't experience this anywhere else. I have traveled all over the country, all over the world also. Coimbatore is Coimbatore. With leaders like SVB and Balasundaram and Ramani, and now you have got a young master, Rajkumar.
Yes,
All the
sir.
best, Chandra.
Yes, sir. I'm realizing
I hope
that.
Vanima is all equally enjoying.
Yes, she's also plugged in, I think, another room.
I know.
Or maybe
It's okay,
maybe
it's okay.
she's talking to Sharanyaji. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, we're enjoying. It's great, sir. Thank you. Thank you,
All
Karthikeyan,
the
sir.
best. All the best.
We are in this together. Yes, Balasundaram, you had the opportunity to spend time with him last night quite a bit.
It was a long night for me up to 11 o'clock. Then I have to come back home. But it was not tiring at all. It was very, very interesting and learning a lot. It's really, once in 2 weeks coming to Coimbatore is a big treat for us, going to be. There are several houses and several hosts are ready to host both of you. And we welcome anytime and pleased to listen from you, every time. It is wonderful, wonderful experience. And after meeting Patriji, I must say that our experience with him was completely different when we met him on a face-to-face basis. Such a humble, such a knowledgeable person, amazing. We have learned a lot from him also. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity again and again. And I think with Raj, we can do a wonderful job in Coimbatore. The second capital for meditation. Going to be the first capital for meditation.
Okay. That's great. Thank you all. Thank you all. It's great. Today we'll close the session here. It's anyway close to almost 8 o'clock. So thank you so much. And we'll be back tomorrow again at 6 a.m. Have a great day.